So I'm sure, we have so many amazing speakers, so many amazing people doing this. And normally when I see that many people on a thing, I'm like, okay, it looks like you guys got this. You don't need me for this. And this time is no different. I think you guys got this. But selfishly, I wanted to be a part of it. So I'm just going to interject myself here for no apparent reason and say something that every other person has definitely said already. And that is based on the idea of Teshuva, Tefilla, Tzedaka. Right? How do we ensure an amazing year? What do we bring ourselves to? The highlight, the apex, the connecting point of all of Elul, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, everything that we have is this one point, is this one place of Teshuva, Tefillah, Tzedaka. So what's so important over there? So Teshuva is the concept of us returning. Tefillah's concept of us reconnecting. And Tzedaka is the concept of us reigniting. So let's just break these down. When a person wants to change who they are, we see this in the Mishnah and Avot. When a person wants to change who they are, what do? What's the process to be able to fully and completely actually have lasting change? So we always have inspiration. So I hate the term inspirational speaker, right? Because all you're saying is that for the next 15, 20 minutes, I am going to make you feel so good and you're going to feel so inspired. And then after that, you're not going to do anything about it. Great, right? That's not life. That's not what real life is. Real life is making small changes, doing a little bit and having that grow, right? Doing an accessible amount and having that grow. Let's plug right here, just 1 minute, like giving $1 a day to Tzedaka, right? Eventually that starts to grow, that starts to build a portfolio, that starts to be a plan. And if we're trying to present Hashem with a plan this year, that's the perfect thing to have on the plan. However, when we're dealing with Teshuva, Tefillah, Tzedaka, these are stages. These are things that we apply. So the first thing is Teshuva. The first thing is we have to return. But return to what? So I said this in a few different classes I was giving over the past few days, but it's my message this year that I'm trying to plug as often and as many times as I can. We have to return not just to the Rabbeinu Shalom, but to who the Rabbeinu Shalom created, and that's us. We have to return to ourselves. We have to return to what we are, to what we believe in, to what we love about this world, to what we love in general. We become so distracted. We're so lost. We don't wake up without immediately checking our phone and distracting ourselves all the way through. Teshuva is the idea that we're going away from something and towards something else. We're going away from being distracted and we're going towards the concept and the idea of reconnecting with who and what we are, reconnecting with who and what we are to a very high level, to a very high degree. That's Teshuva. The thing is that once I stop doing all these bad things and I start to develop with who I am, how do I find out who I am? How do I find out what I am? How do I find out my one key or my one thing that I'm supposed to be doing? The odds are there's a lot more than one thing I should be doing. So how do I find that? So after we return, we reconnect. We reconnect through tefillah. We reconnect through our davening, not just our davening in a shul, our tefillah in general, our conversations with the Rabbeinu Shalom, speaking to him. Yeah. Speak to Hashem, not just in davening. Dafka, not in davening. Davening is a time for ourselves to put us out there by way of avodah, by way of, but we have to have a real personal connection with the Rabbeinu Shalom, a real personal connection with the Rabbeinu Shalom. I forget, I believe it was Pesach Kron, who one time said a great story about a young man who went to the kotel to daven, and when he walked up, he wasn't feeling very connected. He wasn't feeling very connected to his tefillah. As he's standing over there, he's listening to a Breslov Chassid, speaking, and he's speaking in Hebrew, just stomped to the kotel, and this guy was pouring his heart. It's like, Rabbi Shalom, I have this and this and that, and this is going on in my life, and this is going on in my life, and then he stops for a second. It's like, oh, I forgot. I told you about all that yesterday. I'm sorry. I have something new today, right? And he's like, that's what I'm missing. I'm missing that connection. That I updated you already yesterday, Rabbi Shalom. We have this conversation all the time. Today, I actually have something new I want to talk to you about. That's so beautiful. That real connection, that real idea that I'm always talking to Hashem, that I'm always developing my relationship with him, that he is with me and a part of me every day. I always tell my students, when we say Moda'ani, what are we really saying? We're saying Moda'ani lefanecha. I'm standing in front of you, Hashem. I'm giving hodah to you. I'm giving thanks But more than that, modeh, I'm admitting. Admitting what? Modeh, I'm admitting ani, that I lefanecha is in front of me. I'm admitting that to the world. I'm admitting that to myself. I'm not alone. I'm not alone in this world. One of the constant reasons that people are always walking through my door, but always being around is this, is that feeling of loneliness, that we're just facing this whole world alone. There's no one to validate us. There's no one to take our backs. There's no one to take our sides. And Hashem says, it's me. I'm the one. I'm here with you. Moda ani lefanecha. I am here with you. I am completely here from the second you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, and throughout everything else, everything in between. I am here with you every single step of the way. Moda ani lefanecha. So that's our reconnecting with Hashem. Now, something unbelievable happens when we reconnect with the Ribbono Shel Olam. This is why, I was lecturing to a group of therapists about the teenage condition, if you will. And I was saying to them that if we do this without getting parents involved, if we do this, that we're just sort of taking these kids, it doesn't work. We need to have a kid be as involved with his parents, obviously barring, any extreme circumstances. We need to have a kid as involved with his parents as much as possible, and have his parents as involved in his growth or her growth as much as possible. That having been said, when we feel that we're connected in that way, and that for instance, parents are involved with their kids, when we feel that the Ribbono Shel Olam is involved with us, he's there with us, we have this sense of purpose to ourselves. We develop a sense of purpose. With that sense of purpose, we start to wake up to what our job in this world is. We start to feel more connected to other things, other creations of his. Oyev shalom v'reidev shalom, the Mishnah says. Oyev shalom v'reidev shalom. Oyev es habrios u'mekarvan l'Torah. When we love things, when we start to develop love, the next natural step is mekarvan l'Torah. We reach out to them, which is the final stage of Tzedaka. Tzedaka is to reignite. It's to reignite our purpose. Tefilla was to find our purpose. Tzedaka is to give. It's our purpose of giving to other people, of always being connected to other people, of bringing them in, of helping them, of standing up for them. We're not all individuals that live in the same world and breathe the same air. We are all connected. Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh Lezeh. We're all connected. If one of us drills that hole underneath our seat, we're all going down in the boat. It's not going to help. We need to be all connected. What's the problem? Why don't people reach out and try to help people anymore? The reason is very, very simple. We within ourselves don't feel valuable. We don't have that confidence. We don't have that self-esteem, really. It's not confidence, but we don't have that self-esteem to reach out to someone and be vulnerable and try to help. We're too afraid that person is going to be like, I don't need your help. I don't want to have anything. What do you think? I need your help? We're too afraid. We're too afraid that we're going to be put down in that way. We're too afraid to be vulnerable. We lack the self-esteem to reach out. How do we develop that self-esteem? By connecting to our Ribbono Shel Olam. And once we do, we start to develop that purpose, that sense of self, that sense of purpose, that sense of self-esteem. We reach out and we try to help another person, because there is no higher level of existence than giving. There is no higher level of joy than giving, than wanting to be a part of the klal in the way of, what can I provide? What's my purpose in providing for others? That's the tzedakah. No greater way to get us started on that habit of tzedakah. The Rambam says, definitely someone said this, but I'll say it again. The Rambam said, I might have even said it, I think, on the last daily giving, but still, the Rambam says that would we prefer someone gives $100 one time, or $101 bills 100, or $1 bill 100 times, basically. And he says the answer is very, very, very simple. We would prefer that someone give $1 100 times. The reason being that it becomes a habit, that giving becomes who we are. Go out, give your $1 a day, give your daily giving, be a part of this. And it's so easy to do. They do it for you. Be a part of it. Make it your habit. And Bezrat Hashem, we won't need any of these organizations anymore, because we'll all be taking care of each other so well, so beautifully. I always say, all these places, all these Rabbanim, all these organizations, we're all working for the same thing. We're working for a world that doesn't need us to do that. can all go back to the base of Medrash and learn. Bezrat Hashem, this should be that year that we see that kind of shalom among Klal Yisrael, that we don't need anyone to take care of us. We don't need anyone to be there for us because we already took care of it. Bezrat Hashem, guys, have an amazing, amazing year.